It's another day. It is pouring rain. Perfect day to finish my DIY faux wallpaper. This project has been so much fun. One of those projects that you think you're gonna start it and you're like, oh, am I ever gonna get through this to the end? Because it does take a ton of patience to just get through all the steps. But it's turning out so beautiful that I'm incredibly motivated to finish it. I've just been working this past couple of hours and I'm getting all of my thick bluer stripes. I'm doing a triple stripe here. So I have a light blue and then 2 dark blue on the outside. Just working on all of the light blue striping to get all the way across this wall. Now that those are dry, I'm gonna go ahead and do all the dark striping and then I can fire on all of those flowers. In yesterday's video, we made a Mylar stencil to be able to repeat this flower pattern all over the wall. I originally started with a Cricut vinyl stencil, but quickly realized that I would be throwing out so much plastic. And I don't really like doing that. We love to upcycle at this house, and just wasting a ton of plastic just doesn't make sense to me. And when I was sticking the vinyl to the wall, every time I made a flower in a half, it would rip, and then I was gonna have to reprint it. So I tested out some Mylar. I don't even know why I had a pack of Mylar, but I did. And I just took this tiny section and printed it with the Mylar cut setting on the Cricut machine, and it turned into this. But I was thinking last night after I posted the video, not everyone has a Cricut and they might want to make this. I'm lucky enough that I've done a Cricut sponsorship before and I was gifted my Cricut because it wouldn't have been in the budget for me otherwise. So I want to show you how you can make your own today in this video in case you don't have one and you want to do this type of an idea. It doesn't have to be this complicated of a stencil. It could be something really simple, but I want to show you how you can do it. So to create your own faux stencil, you need a piece of plastic. This could easily be a Mylar sheet or even a piece of a package that you get. You know those salad containers that are plastic? You could cut out the lid even on those. Anything that's see-through will work. And you want to print a picture, or you could even draw it on a piece of paper and put it underneath where you're going to have your clear. You're going to use a Sharpie marker and then trace it on top. So I just drew a quick rose. You can do whatever one you want. You're just going to trace out your shape following the lines. You get the point. And then you're just going to have your actual image onto your clear sheet, and you're going to use an X-Acto knife to cut out the stencil. That way you're going to have a stencil to be able to use for your own. So you don't have to have a Cricut to do this. I have been working through the day. It's now about midnight. I'm trying to get all of the striping done. You can see I'm ready for flowers underneath here. Just finishing the triple striping on this small section in between. We've got pretty good progress going on. Don't have too much more to go along this side here. Labor of love. Speaking of labor of love, one of our YouTube family members painted us this watercolor and mailed it to us a couple of years ago, and I want to incorporate this into this dining room kitchen space. So I'm just trying to set a few things aside that I know are going to go into this space, and then we need to paint this cabinet here. I accidentally spilt a whole gallon of red paint in the fall, and I've just had it there. And I knew I was going to be painting the kitchen, so I've been ignoring this, but this needs to be addressed. We're going to be working on this whole area here. We also have where our fuse boxes, like our electrical panel boxes here, so it's kind of an eyesore, but there's no changing it. And we have our heat pump here, which again helps us keep the kitchen warm in the winter. So although we have some extras in this space, we just have to work with it. And that's kind of what you have to do when you have a house. Not everything can be perfect. We have to have these functions in our home. But I'm just loving the way this is turning out. Also, I have purposely pushed my dining room table back so that I can work on this project. But I picked up a thrifted on Facebook Marketplace kitchen table set, dining room set that has 6 chairs, and I absolutely love it. We've had it for a couple of months now. I'm really, really thrilled. I got it for a really good price. We had to travel pretty far for it, but it was just exactly what I was looking for. Here in Nova Scotia, I find thrifting and finding things secondhand a lot more far and few between. When I lived in Ontario, I could do tons of it. Like every day I could find things that we wanted to add to the home. Here, not so much. So when you find something that you want, you've got to go for it and you've got to grab it when you can. So I will show you that coming up, but we need to do an upholstery job on the chairs. So I'm just trying to find the perfect fabric. But again, I like to use upcycle things. So I don't want to buy new fabric. I want to use something secondhand or something that you know, can be upcycled from something in some way. So I'm still trying to find the perfect fabric for that. Little close up. Oh, I just love it. I'm struggling because these strings that come on our blinds here drive me bananas. But what are you supposed to do with them other than to hang them on the little hook? Please, someone enlighten me, because we have 3 of them and I really need to have the blinds at nighttime. These windows look out to our horse pasture, but at nighttime when you're in the kitchen, this is very exposed to the front of the house. And so or I guess front side of the house. So I always have the blinds closed at night. We have curtains and blinds on every window in the house for nighttime. But these strings, they get tangled even when you don't touch them. And I don't like the way that they look. I started with 2 rolls of painter's tape, and I'm pretty sure I have maybe 3 or 4 rounds around this left. And I have done all of my striping except for this one dark blue stripe that needs to go here. And I'm hoping that this is just enough, but talk about the closest estimation of how much I was gonna need. I literally just grabbed 2 at the hardware store. I had no idea how many I was gonna actually need. Let's hope, because I live in the middle of nowhere and I don't wanna not finish this because of 1 stripe. This is my tape ball from doing the wall, and I was only short this little bit. So I'm gonna try to take a piece off of this so that I can actually make this finish tonight, because I'm up in the middle of the night working on it and it would be a shame to not finish. So I think I can definitely get a piece off that will fit that. Okay, I'm gonna call it a night. 3:30 a.m. I have the whole wall done. Tomorrow I need to clean up all the mess I made on the floor. I've been kind of staring at a rug that I might put here, get our table back, and I'm just kind of contemplating whether or not I'm going to put some artwork in between. Overall, I am so happy with the way that this turned out. I can't believe it took me quite a long time, but this faux wallpaper project took me probably about 15 hours in total. But I think overall, even with the amount of time that it took me, I think it is just one of a kind. And because I was able to do this and just paint it and stencil it on, I think that it would have saved me probably hundreds of dollars, even just doing this small section of wall. I didn't have a ton of wall space because we have these huge windows that look out to our horse pasture, which I absolutely love, being able to be at my island in the kitchen here, doing dishes or sitting at the table here with my family, and we can watch our horses out front. So I really wanted to have something beautiful on this wall to just like give it a little bit of character. The pattern turned out, I think, better than I even anticipated. I knew that I could probably kind of recreate what the wallpaper was. I knew I wouldn't be able to have like the exact flower that was on the original, which I'll show you what the original was if you missed yesterday's video. But I think I got one close enough and one that worked for the idea and the visual. So happy I went with the 2-tone color, because I feel like it made it more authentic, more like a real wallpaper than just doing one blue color. I think just gave it a little extra dimension. I'm just thrilled with it. Now I have a decision to make. Do I add frames in between with some of our artwork? Should they be all gold frames? Should it be a combination of like wood, white, and gold? I need some advice on what I should do with that. Also, I've decided on a rug for this space. I wanted something that was gonna ground the space a little bit. I'm just going with this easy to wash, throw in the washing machine rug to go underneath the dining area. We don't absolutely need to have a rug, but because we heat only with wood, I think it would be really nice to have something underneath the table. It will be pulled out from the wall a bit and actually set up with our table, but looking so good. Next, I wanted to tackle this area over here where we're going to have sort of like a breakfast tea, hot chocolate station where the kids can make their breakfast smoothies and stuff, because I want to be able to make this a usable space. And although we have some eyesores in this corner, our electrical box and our heat pump, I think I can make this space really beautiful. And it certainly needs it since I had spilled some paint here. I did try this color on the cabinet prior to the idea of my wall here, and I really didn't like it. So it's just kind of been that way, and it needs some love. Okay, I had to put my blinds down because of the way that the light was coming in the window today, so you could actually see the wallpaper. It looks absolutely incredible. I'm so thrilled with the way that it turned out. It took me about 15 hours in total, but totally worth it. The amount of money that I saved doing my faux wallpaper as opposed to buying wallpaper was astronomical. I couldn't even source the one that I wanted. I think it turned out so good. Some of you commented in the last video that this takes a ton of patience. And while I would be lying if I said that it didn't, once you get on a roll with these types of projects, they really do come together. And even if you don't have the world's amount of patience, you can just do a little bit over a duration of time. You don't have to do it all in one sitting like I try to do. I didn't want to have an unfinished project, and so I wanted to ensure that in the day or two that I was able to get this done so we can continue moving on with other renovations throughout the house. So the goal here is we're working our way right through this entire house that we purchased abandoned, and it's going to be pretty amazing to see the transformation over the next couple of weeks. If you enjoyed today's video, I encourage you to hit subscribe and follow along on our creative projects. We'll be doing thrift flips, DIY projects, how-to builds, and so many more room makeovers in this space. I love you. Thanks for joining me today. Let me know what you think of the faux wallpaper. Are you going to try this? So many of you have already wrote me saying you had ideas on making your own. Pick your own pattern, pick your own colors, and just go for it. It's just paint. You can always paint over it if you don't like it. I do think, now that I know I love it, that I'm going to do a clear coat on this, probably something in a satin, just to give it the versatility of being able to wash it and, wipe this down. This is a farmhouse, and we do come in and out of this, dining room, eating, kitchen spot from our farm. So I want to be able to really wipe off and dust these walls every once in a while, especially because we do keep our windows open a lot and with the winds here in Nova Scotia, but so beautiful. So I will see you on the next make.